Hey, how's it going? Just doing a gum chewing today. Bit of a ramble. Chewing spearmint. A 5 gum. Rain it's called. This is a subscriber request. I used to do a lot of gum chewing videos. And kind of stopped doing them. But some people like them, and I was actually looking at one of my old gum chewing videos I did on here, ASMR. And the sound, I think wasn't using this camera, I was recording it on just QuickTime on my iMac. And the sound was beautiful, the gum chewing was so loud, but I turned the audio record level up pretty high. A minute ago. On here, which is my Sony CV1 camera. So you can let me know if it's loud enough. But, yeah, I have some good news. I went to a new doctor and asked him if we can either lower or completely do away with, if I can completely stop taking my antipsychotic and antidepressant medications. And he said yes. So that's good. Because I want to go off them. My old doctor I had been dealing with up until now, he didn't want me to go off them. He prescribed me to a psychiatrist, and that psychiatrist didn't want me to go off them. In fact, don't worry, I'm weaning off. That's what the doctor said. He said, cut your medication in half for 2 weeks. Physically cut the antidepressant pills in half. Take those, do one a day. Cut the olanzapine antipsychotic in half. Take those, do that for 2 weeks. Then after of course he said at any point, if I feel like I'm not going to be able to take the change, I can just start taking the medication again. But, and then after the 2-week period, I take them half pills, but start taking them every second day and stuff like that. Do that for a couple weeks, then go off them completely. So that's good. Last night at bedtime was the first time that I cut down on my meds in a long time. I feel okay. I feel maybe more energetic. I don't notice any delusions. Or I don't feel depressed really. But yeah, so we'll see how she goes. It'd be interesting to be able to get off the medication. Because yeah, it makes my behavior strange, the medication. You may notice that I've had probably 50 different people tell me on YouTube here that I act differently in my old videos compared to my new videos, and that's the medication. wasn't on the meds when I first started this channel, or yeah, when I first started the channel, yeah. But it'll give me more options too. Like I was thinking about teaching English overseas again, but I didn't know how the hell I was gonna do it because I didn't know if I could get the medication over there and stuff like that. But now I doubt I'll go ahead and do that, but it's a pretty good job here, I think. But yes, this is exciting news, but on another note, I was gonna say, oh yeah, a bit of a bummer of some news. So it's not all good news in this video. But on my previous videos, on some of my recent videos, I told you guys that I was interested in buying a house, a particular house in the area. So the house cost was 2-bedroom with 1 bath. I figured out how many square feet, but I think it was $249,500, I think. But my parents, what they did is they went ahead and got a tour of the house and they inspected it a bit. And my parents told me maybe some water damage and the house isn't in great shape. And they're not sure if, like, it's the previous tenant or the previous owner. They're just living there seasonally. So they would go away in the winter. Well, in the winter in this part of Canada, it gets maybe negative 30 degrees Celsius. Very cold. Not every day. It can be mild, but sometimes not cold, yeah. So the landlord, she didn't really have the info, and it's not her fault, but she didn't have the info on what it was like in the winter, like if the place is insulated well enough, if it'd be warm in there, stuff like that. So it's a bit of a bummer in the house. Got a nice wraparound deck and nice gazebo kind of thing, I think. And yeah, it's been unfortunate, but then again, I didn't really have enough for the down payment. Because I was thinking about doing a 20% down payment, which would be about the only way I could afford the mortgage payments. It'd be a 25-year mortgage, and mortgage payments would be like around $1,200 a month. That's Canadian. I'm in Canada. Canadian. So basically, what I was thinking about doing is something sneaky. Because I had about $30,000 for a mortgage payment saved up. Or not a mortgage payment, sorry, for a down payment. You know, what I could do is, like, the down payment came to about under $50,000, right, for that house. So what I thought about doing is asking my parents if they could lend me $20,000. And then they'd wire transfer me that. I'd make the down payment on the house. So I had $50,000 to make the down payment on the house. And then immediately after that, take out a line of credit, which is like a loan from the bank. At a pretty low interest rate, like 7%, maybe a little bit over 7%. And so I get a loan for $25,000 from the bank. And then immediately pay my parents the $20,000 that I owe them. You know what I mean? And then just the line of credit, I think the interest for a year would be like $1,800. So not too bad. And I have an RRSP, Registered Retirement Savings Plan, which I bucked up. I shouldn't have got one by this low of income that I have. But I can cash that out for about $9,000 in August 2026 because I just renewed it. But yeah, so I'd be able to. But basically, the sneaky thing about that is that the way I would do it is because if you have any debt payments that you have to make, you're supposed to declare that, I think, when you're making a down payment on a house. And then maybe make it harder for me to afford the house if I did that. So it's kind of like I would have debt payments, but when at the time I'm making the mortgage payment and the down payment, I wouldn't have any debts. So that's the sneaky part about it. But and then I thought, it would be best if I just saved up enough for a down payment on a house, so I could just buy it outright, or not. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sorry, not buy the house outright and like pay for 100% of it, but do the down payment outright. And be able to just do it all from my checking account, my bank account. But yeah, so I don't know, the note sometimes it seems like the harder you try for something, and the more difficult it is. And if you could just relax and take it easy, things would be easier for you. You might have found that in your life, and that's one of my tips. Sometimes you do have to put a lot of effort in and try hard, but for instance, I was setting up a playpen the other day, or at least trying and failing at work. I work at a resort, and I was supposed to set up this playpen. It's like a baby's crib, but you can assemble it. It's kind of like a pop tent in a way. You take it out of the case, and it's like I was having a hell of a time and I couldn't do it, and the guest had to do it for me. But what I realized what I was doing is if you just take out the playpen, and I've tried this myself, and you just open it up kind of thing like that, it just basically assembles itself. So, that's what that guy did, and the guest, and it just assembles itself basically. And but if you try to like really open it up and then try to like connect the side bars together and stuff like that manually, and put a lot of effort into it, if it doesn't work for some reason, really, Another example of this was this desk. Actually, you can see some cables now, which is not the most aesthetically pleasing sight. But the video I previously filmed a video like 20 minutes before I did this video on my Eating No Talking ASMR YouTube channel. Simple 5005 Eats ASMR. And I noticed that the shot was pretty good. Like, you can see the food and you can see me in the shot. I don't know if you're in media production, a program that I was in community college for, and I dropped out actually. This was a long time ago when I was like 19 years old. 36 now. But what I learned is there's headroom, so there's like a little bit of a gap. It's hard to pinpoint, unless you just have to get the feel for it. There's about a small gap between the top of the person's head in the shot and the top of the frame. Is good headroom if there's a small gap. If there's a big gap, then your head's way down here and you look short, basically. No offense to short people, I'm only 5'9" actually, but or if you're, it also looks a bit strange if the top of the frame is coming right above your eyes or something like that, basically cutting off your forehead there. It can also look a bit strange. But in movies, often we learned that they can just do whatever they want. But in on the news, I feel that if you watch a reporter, most shots they'll have this kind of headroom. But I mean, this is an adjustable desk. I don't know if you saw one of my previous videos. Just got this desk. It's electronic, and I can make it go higher or lower. Excuse me one sec. I can make it go higher or lower. And now it's all like, I need to raise it up really high so that you can see the food really well and stuff like that. But when you do that, you get a ton of cables in the shot, and it doesn't look nice. It looks better when I have the cutting board right here, like I do in my newer videos. I think it looks really sharp. But that's another thing, it's like you try hard, and then oftentimes if you just leave it the way it was, it looks better. And that can be applied to life in some scenarios. And unfortunately I don't really have any examples though, but I mean, but I finally got some vitamin B12, which is good, because the previous doctor, and I don't really agree with my previous doctor, of course, like as you probably noticed, on the medication, prescription and stuff like that, but I did a blood test with him and I was low on B12, vitamin B12, and I ran out a while back, and B12 I did buy some, but I ran out. I finally got some more because I went to a nearby town, and I went grocery shopping there after my doctor's appointment that I told you about. I'm going back and forth between, I've talked about this in previous videos, but between which grocery store I like. There's a nearby one's very close, but the selection isn't as good. There's one a bit farther away, but it's gas money they spend to get there. But the selection is quite a bit better. But what I was gonna say, but yeah, I mean, I went to the bigger grocery store after my doctor's appointment. Ran into another manager at work. We had a nice chat in the grocery aisle there. I bought some groceries, and I bought this really big bag of oats. Quick oats, which is nice. I like to eat that with milk and protein powder. And but yeah, it's good stuff. I think I was planning on, I said in my previous video, I'm probably gonna, my credit card points, which are scene points, because I have an American Express Scotiabank Gold card, not to be confused with the American Express Gold without the tie to Scotiabank. And you don't earn from this card that I have, you don't earn the American Express membership or points. Instead, you earn points called scene points, which I've heard at least a couple of people argue that aren't as good as the American Express points that they have on if you just get a straight up American Express card, but I think they're pretty good scene points. But you can redeem them for travel. I get the points on if I use it on dining, if I use it on gas, groceries, pretty much anything with you get the most bang for your buck if you use it on dining or groceries. But I was thinking about just because you can also, you don't have to redeem it for the points for travel. You can redeem the points for credit, and just straight up credit on your credit card, right? And I was going to do that because I was saving up for this down payment on this house, but now because the thing is, this house that I was going to buy, it was basically the only house that this realtor, who has a lot of listings up here, that was the cheapest house they got, and that was the only one I could afford. Because I'm making decent money, but not big money really, and yeah, so I was gonna like just throw everything out the down, making this down payment, just get the credit on, redeem the points for credit so I can save money, but now I'm probably gonna relax a little with my saving, and I'm probably gonna redeem it, my points for travel, for like a plane ticket, discount on that. I don't know when I'm gonna go. I'll have to see how. I forget when I last went on my vacation, which was Bali, Indonesia, and I made a video on that, and a couple of videos on that at least. But I think about going back to China, not permanently, but just for vacation. Because I studied, or just not studied, I taught English there for a couple years, about 5 years ago or so. I had a pretty good time. But I lived in a city called Dazhou in Sichuan province. But I was thinking about going back there, and because I have a Chinese friend there, and I could go back there and smoke cigarettes and drink beer and have a hot pot. Just get deep fryer on your table, fill with spices, and you dip the meat into the of hot oil and cook it. It's raw meat, and you dip it in there and cook it with chopsticks and take it out of there. Put it into a bowl of oil that you prepared. Mix it with chilies and garlic and stuff like that. That's good stuff. But also, I'm still interested in buying. I went to a store there, bought a keyboard a while back. In China there. Best keyboard I ever had. It was this typewriter keyboard. It made a very loud clacking sound when you typed on it. I loved how loud it was. A loud keyboard. For some reason, it's satisfying. It really feels like you're being productive. I don't know. Maybe it feels like being productive. I'm not sure, but I know I probably shouldn't smoke cigarettes, like I said, but yeah. What else is there? Just let's see if there's anything else. Checking. I was gonna say there's this adult a film actress named Zoe Rain. I haven't watched any of her stuff, to be honest, except for the stuff where she's like fully clothed and like just dancing around. Zoe Rain, but I did a quick Google search and it says she's a virgin adult film actress, but she says she's made $8 million so far. That's crazy. I don't know if she has an OnlyFans or. That's pretty crazy, but. On another note, it was interesting how I got chewed this mint gum, right? If I have a glass of milk right after, it feels so potent, or something. It's so strong, I guess. Better wear it, but. Yeah, I was really worried about my pop order at work. So I have to do the vending machine drink orders now. And at the resort there. And yeah, this past Monday, or when was it? It was 2 Mondays ago. Yeah, 2 Mondays ago, I got an email from, and luckily she emailed me from a coworker, and she's like, yeah, Pepsi called, and they want to know if you want to do an order. And I was like, oh shit, I better do that order. And I called the lady at Pepsi, and I was like, when's the deadline? And she's like, if you want them dropped off Wednesday, the 23rd of July, the deadline is 5 o'clock today. So, God. So I was scrambling, basically. I don't know if I did it right, but luckily I was just wording that I had confirmed it or not. But the order came in sure enough, but I don't know if it was the right one. I mean, we have a hell of a lot of juice. We have enough juice to knock the dirt off a mule's ass. But I stocked the energy drink cooler up today, which is satisfying. It's mostly for staff, but also guests can buy the energy drinks. But it's crazy how I just stocked it up the other day, it seems, and it was like a quarter full today. And it's only like a mini fridge, but still, it has a lot of room for a mini fridge because it's like a proper like drink vending machine, or not vending machine, sorry, but it's like a proper drink mini fridge Or like there's a lot of room, there's not a lot of weird shelves going on inside sort of thing, like a typical mini fridge you'd have in your house or something, but I stocked it up, that guy. But I think that's about all for now, so thanks for watching. Okay, bye.